In this video, I'll be talking about those that see the menstrual period 2 times in a month. A lot of young ladies, they are always bothered about seeing their menses 2 times in a month. The menstrual cycle ranges from 21 days to 35 days. 28 days is the average menstrual cycle. And that your menstrual cycle is not 28 days does not mean that it is abnormal. Every woman has her own menstrual cycle. So the question now is, how do one calculate her menstrual cycle? The way to calculate the menstrual cycle is to take note of the first day of your menstrual flow, and then also take note of when it will start again. So you count from the first day of the previous menses to the first day of the subsequent one. Take note, for instance, when it started in the month of September, and then also take note on when it started again. That is how you'll be able to calculate your menstrual cycle, and you have to do this for consecutive 3 months to 6 months to be able to know your menstrual cycle. Then some female, they have shorter menstrual cycles like 21 days, 22, 23, 24 or 25. Some also have average menstrual cycle, which is 28 days, while others, they have longer cycle like 30 days, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Some people are just like that. They have long menstrual cycle. So people with shorter menstrual cycle like 21 days, 22, 23, 24, 25, they have the tendency of seeing that period twice in a month, and that is where the confusion sets in. For instance, now let's assume that you saw your period on the 1st of this September 2022. If you have menstrual cycle of 21 days, 22 days, 23, 24 or 25, there is tendency for you to see your menses again around 21st of September, 22nd, 23rd, 24th or 25th. There is tendency. So when your menstrual cycle is very short and it is consistent like that, it is very normal. But if your menstrual cycle always changes from 28 days to 35 days, the next month it will come down to 21 days, you can see that the gap is significant. Okay, so if you have 21 days cycle, for instance, it can change, it can vary from 21 to 22 or 23 plus or minus a day or 2 days. It is still normal. But when it is changing to the extent of from longer cycle to shorter cycle, then there is need to see a medical doctor. So apart from your menstrual cycle being changing from shorter cycle to longer cycle, there are also possible causes for one to be seeing her period 2 times in a month. The first one is endometriosis. When a woman is experiencing endometriosis, it can make that woman to be seeing her period 2 times in a month. Then the second point is menopause. When one is approaching menopause, there is tendency for the person to be seeing her period 2 times in a month. It will always be off and on. It won't be stable. Your menstrual cycle will not be stable because menopause is knocking around. Then the third point is thyroid problem. Thyroid gland is a gland that controls a lot of hormones in our body. So when one is experiencing menstrual flow 2 times in a month, it is advisable to always run thyroid function test. This test will enable you to know if your thyroid hormones are within the normal range. Then uterine fibroid can also make one to always see her period 2 times in a month. Another thing that can cause a young lady or anybody that is still seeing her period to be experiencing her period to be flowing twice is stress. When you are stressed out, your period can come up before the expected time. Then emergency contraception like postnut 2 can also make one to be seeing her period 2 times in a month. The next point is family planning. When one discontinues using family planning, there is tendency for that person's menstrual flow to be irregular at that point. So if you have any of these health condition, don't waste time to see a medical doctor, but always remember, if your menstrual cycle is very short and it has been like that for months, years, maintaining the menstrual cycle, even if it is 21 days, it is still normal. There is nothing wrong with you. Thank you, and see you in my next video.